You are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. Let's take a look at the leading top stories. First up, a joint oversight delegation shocked at the dysfunction in the Ramotshere Moiloa municipality, and 3 men accused of stock theft appear in court. In the business news, petrol and diesel prices set to drop at midnight, and in the sports news, Erasmus adjusts the Bafana squad ahead of the qualifiers. We begin here. The Joint Parliamentary Oversight Delegation has expressed concern at the levels of dysfunction in the Ramotshere Moiloa local municipality in the Northwest Province, describing the state of affairs as deeply troubling. Now, the parliamentary team is conducting the oversight together with the Northwest Provincial Legislature as part of a broader engagement with underperforming municipalities across different provinces. The Ramotshere Moiloa municipality has operated with a successive unfunded budget and struggles with significant debt, including more than 94 million rand owed to Eskom. The municipality has also been experiencing service delivery protests over water shortages. The delegation called on the Premier and his provincial cabinet to return with a comprehensive plan of action to restore governance and service delivery. In other news, 3 stock theft accused will be expected to make their second appearance before the Atamelang Magistrates Court on Monday, the 29th of September, after being granted bail of 2,000 rand each. The accused initially appeared in court last Friday following their arrest in Madibogopan village on Thursday for stock theft. Here's police spokesperson in the Northwest Province, Brigadier Sabata Mokhwabon.
According to information, the livestock owner realized in the early hours of Thursday morning that his livestock was not in the kraal. With the assistance of his brother and a neighbor, they drove around and searched until they spotted 2 vehicles, that is a Toyota Avanza and a Toyota Hilux Baki. The said cars were later found along the road at the Tshwane section. The police were called and found on arrival people loading goods in the Baki. The individuals, with the exception of the driver, ran into the bushes while the female driver of the Avanza drove from the scene. The livestock owner later identified 14 goats and 4 sheep as his, and the driver was then placed under arrest while the vehicle was confiscated. At around 6 o'clock in the morning, the driver of the Avanza arrived at the police station accompanied by a male, and she inquired about the arrest of the Toyota Hilux driver. They were both arrested in connection with the crime. The acting Provincial Commissioner of Northwest, Major General Patrick Asaneng, indicated that this is an excellent work, aided by an alert owner and the quick response of the police to the complaint. He instructed that both the Baki and the Avanza must be seized and subjected to the instrumentality procedure.
In more news, 29-year-old Walter Tsetla, the suspect accused of murdering 21-year-old Onalenna Selebogo, has been denied bail by the Rustenburg Magistrates Court. Selebogo's lifeless body was discovered in a flat in central Rustenburg with multiple stab wounds to the neck in August. The suspect faces a murder charge. The case was postponed to October 30th for further investigation. And on to the story now. 2 life sentences have been handed down to 25-year-old Pete Simiao for rape and murder of a 6-year-old Sowetan child. In October last year, the Mozambique national grabbed 6-year-old Amantle from the street while she was playing in Orlando East, raped her and then strangled her to death. Now, he later confessed to the crimes, pleading guilty in court. The judge ruled that Simiao failed to demonstrate genuine remorse, only showing self-pity. Judge William Karam handed Simiao 2 life sentences, which will run concurrently. Moving on to international news now, Chinese President Xi Jinping and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin have kicked off bilateral talks in Beijing on the eve of a massive military parade in the Chinese capital. Putin hailed relations between the countries, saying that they were at an unprecedented level. Xi is said to host China's largest ever military parade on Wednesday, which will mark the 80th anniversary of the surrender of the Japanese in China at the end of World War II. Now, this week's meeting comes at the time when Xi seeks to project Beijing's power on the international stage, not just as the world's second largest economy, but also as a diplomatic heavyweight. She has also expressed China's roles as stable trading partner, while U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff have upended economic relations around the world. And with that, let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, the Department of Mineral and Petroleum Resources have announced the official fuel price adjustment for September. Now, the price of diesel stated will increase by between 56 to 57 cents per litre, while both grades of petrol will see a reduction of just 4 cents. This means that a litre of 95 unleaded petrol will cost 20 Rand and 76 cents at the coast and 21 Rand 55 cents inland, while 93 unleaded will retail for about 21.47 cents. Eliminating paraffin will see a 37 cents decrease, while LPG gas is coming down by 132 cents per kg across most parts of the country and 151 cents in the Western Cape. Now, the diesel price reductions are good news for general inflation, given the role that transport costs play in the price of goods and services. And that's all from the business news. Your sports update follows next. In soccer news, Bafana head coach Sheffield Bruce have announced that Sipho Mbule and Thabo Moloisane have been called up to replace the injured Patrick Maswangai and Ime Akon ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Now, Bruce revealed his final 23-man squad last Thursday for the upcoming matches against Lesotho and Nigeria. Mbule is stepping up in his Orlando Pirates teammate Maswangai, who sustained an injury during the Buccaneers' 3-0 victory over Chippa United. Similarly, Moloisane replaces Ime Akon, who has been ruled out due to injury.
We have a lot of injuries, players, important players. First of all, Sibisi is not there. Okon is injured. Temba, he was playing but is injured again. Sitole plays his first game this weekend but is still not there. Van Rooyen is Kekana. And today we had to tell Maswangani to go home again after the injury of yesterday. The reason why we took that decision is that we are not sure, we don't have any guarantee that Tito would be ready for the game of Friday. It's very difficult when you work with a national team where you have only 3 or 4 days to prepare a game, to wait. It's more easy when you are a club team. You have 5 weeks, 6 weeks pre-season, and then you have all the trainings. So I think tactically everyone knows approximately what the coach wants. This is different. We have to do it on 3-4 days. And when you can't count on a player the first 2 days, and maybe also the 3rd day, I think that the decision is right, and that you have to say to Tito, sorry, go home. We can't take that risk. His replacement is Sipho Mbule. Why Sipho Mbule? I think everybody agrees that he's a player with much qualities, and I have to agree also that the past years we didn't really see what we expected from a player like that. But he's an experienced player, and he's a player, one of those players who can play on that position. You know already that for more than a year we look for a replacement of Temba. We had Tito, but now Tito is also injured, so it was very difficult to find someone with those qualities. And I think with Mbule, we have the right player on the right position. But I have to tell you also that when he comes, and he will be on training, I think, that tonight I will have a little chat with him, and that I exactly will tell him what we expect from him.
Now, the team will face Lesotho on Friday, followed by a match against Nigeria next week, Tuesday, and both games are scheduled to take place in Bloemfontein. Moving on to rugby news now, Springbok coach Erasmus stated that competing against New Zealand at Eden Park, venue of South Africa's last victory there in 1937, and where the All Blacks have remained unbeaten since 1994, has made a challenging yet significant week for both teams. Erasmus also addressed recent speculation by emphasizing that the match should not be considered the most important for either team since the 2023 Rugby World Cup final in France, which South Africa narrowly won 12-11.
For us, yeah, history is obviously a big thing, and there's a big thing made about the whole Eden Park and so on. So for us, no, it's a nervous week. We are confident that we can do well, but I guess in New Zealand will be with the pressure that I can see that people put on them currently. We're experiencing very much the same. So I guess it's two teams that have a hell of a lot of respect for each other. But then also, internally, I think both teams believe they can win the match. For us here at Eden Park, it will make the New Zealand as desperate as we are. We are really desperate. We don't win here often, and not even to mention Eden Park. I mean, I don't think any of us were born when South Africa lost 1 year. So for us, it is a motivational thing, but it will motivate New Zealand even more and make them more desperate, So I think it's two teams that's really, I think you'll see some guys who really puts everything out there from both teams.
Now, the match between the Boks and the All Blacks is scheduled for 9:05 South African time on Saturday at Eden Park. And that's where we're going to have to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.